Hello everyone, and welcome back. Today, we are going to learn English through an interesting story set in Australia. This story is perfect for English learners who want to improve their listening, vocabulary, pronunciation, and speaking skills in a natural way. As you listen, try not to translate every word. Instead, imagine the scenes in your mind and enjoy the journey. By listening to stories regularly, your English will become more natural, and you will understand native speakers more easily. Now, let's begin. Daniel had always dreamed of visiting Australia. Since he was a little boy, he had watched documentaries about beautiful beaches, friendly people, unique animals, and endless landscapes. Every time he saw pictures of the Sydney Opera House or kangaroos jumping across wide fields, he imagined himself standing there one day. After many years of saving money and studying English, his dream finally became reality. One bright morning, Daniel boarded a plane for Sydney. The flight was long, but he did not mind. He spent most of the journey looking out the window, wondering what life would be like on the other side of the world. When the airplane landed, Daniel looked outside and smiled. "Australia," he whispered. "I'm finally here." As he walked through the airport, he noticed something different. People smiled at each other. Strangers greeted one another politely. Everything felt relaxed. When he reached the taxi stand, a friendly driver waved at him. "Morning, mate. Where are you heading?" the driver asked. Daniel paused for a second. He had learned British and American English in school, but hearing the Australian accent in real life was exciting. "I'm going to a hotel near Darling Harbour," Daniel replied. "No worries," the driver said with a smile. "Hop in." Daniel quickly learned that Australians often used expressions like mate and no worries. These simple phrases made conversation sound warm and friendly. As the taxi drove through the city, Daniel looked out the window with amazement. Tall buildings stood beside beautiful parks. People walked along the streets carrying coffee, while others rode bicycles to work. The city felt modern, clean, and full of energy. Soon, they crossed the famous Sydney Harbour Bridge. Daniel looked to his left and saw the Sydney Opera House shining under the morning sun. "It looks even better than the pictures," he said quietly. The taxi driver laughed. "Most people say that." After arriving at his hotel, Daniel checked into his room and placed his backpack on the bed. Instead of resting after the long flight, he decided to explore immediately. He walked towards Circular Quay, where ferries moved across the sparkling blue water. Musicians played cheerful songs, tourists took photographs, and families enjoyed the warm weather. Everything around him felt alive. Daniel bought a cup of coffee from a small cafe. The woman behind the counter smiled. "First time in Australia?" "Yes," Daniel answered. "Well, welcome. I hope you enjoy your stay." Her kindness made him feel comfortable. Although he was thousands of kilometers away from home, Australia already felt welcoming. As the afternoon sun reflected on the harbour, Daniel realized something important. Learning English had opened the door to experiences he had once thought were impossible. Without English, he would never have understood the friendly conversations, asked for directions, or shared simple moments with local people. He smiled as he watched a ferry leave the harbour. His Australian adventure had only just begun, and he knew the best memories were still waiting for him.